For those of you who stayed here, I got to tell you something. I got a special surprise for you all. No, I don't. Anyhow, thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being here. My name is Eric Belair. You all know me. I'm Director Andy and Jane Albright. Me and my wife, Bobby Belair, are out of Florida. We are from Melbourne, Florida. We aim high to enjoy the pie. And yes, it snowed in Florida this week. 5 inches of snow in Pensacola. I couldn't believe it. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But listen, I'm going to talk to you tonight about how to work a lead to the bone. You got to invest in leads, and if you're going to invest in leads, you got to work the lead to the bone. So here we go. There's 8 things you need to do with every single lead. I would write these down. We're going to cover them in detail. If you're going to invest in leads, and I say the word if, you should invest in leads, you got to be ready to dial them. You got to be ready to hot knock them. You got to be ready to send them an email or a letter. You got to be able to dial them again. Be ready to dial them again. You got to be ready to possibly leave them a message. You got to be ready to text them with an image of their lead. You got to be ready to give your lead to another agent. Again, we're going to cover these in detail. I'm speeding through them right now because I'm going to get the detail, but listen to that one again. You got to be willing to give it to another agent. And I'll get to what I mean by that when we're covering it. And lastly, but not least, repeat the first 7 steps as needed. A lead is a person in need, and you should never give up on a person in need. Now, leads can be delicious when they're worked to the bone, and they can make you some money that can put honey on that steak too, man. I'll tell you what, you got to make sure that you understand that you got to make a decision to invest in leads, and then once you do that, you got to work them. So, number 1, dialing and smiling. There's a deal to the dialing. You also got to do it with smiling. You got to dial with a style. You got to dial and go the extra mile. It's not just you're not just doing it to fill a purpose. Oh, he told me to dial. You got to add some style. You got to add some flair. You got to be Eric. Well, you can't be Eric Belair, but you could still do it with a flair, right? So dial early, dial late, dial from different area codes. Use *67 if you want to hide your number. Dial with positivity. Dial with confidence, and like I said, dial with style and a smile. Here's what I mean by different area codes. Of course you know, but let me explain. So you know, when I first came on board the Alliance, I had a 386 area code, I had a 321 area code, and I had a 407 area code. So when you're starting to dial somebody at 7 o'clock in the morning and they don't answer their phone, and then you get back to that same lead because you went through your leads and you're dialing them at 8:30, I used a different area code. Because I didn't want that person that I woke up at 7 o'clock and said, "You're the fool who woke me up at 7 o'clock." I was going, "What number called you?" 407. No, I'm calling you from 386, bro. Take a look at your phone. I'm 386. And then another thing is, sometimes people like answering phone numbers that they recognize or local phone numbers. So listen, it doesn't cost too much to get different phone numbers if you want to do that. I did. I have now a landline. I carry around 2 cell phones, 2 different phone numbers. I got a landline. And when I'm dialing at my desk, sometimes my cell phone number, because I've used it so much over the last 17 years, different companies block it. Google blocks it. My daughter told me that Google has me blocked. She thinks I'm a spammer. She called me and said, "Dad, do you know when you call me, your number shows up as a spam?" I said, "What?" I checked into it and got some professionals looking at it, and they said that's how Google sees your phone number because you use it so much. That same thing happened to my email. That's why I went to Constant Contact, because I was sending out so many emails, they think I'm a spammer. So what I do when I call a phone number that automatically disconnects or there's something wrong with it, I don't just sit there and go, "Oh, this is a piece of crap lead. They gave me a crap number." I pick up my landline and I use my landline and it rings through. You won't believe how many times it rings through. And it's because I know that something's wrong with the cell phone and the cell phone's blocked, but my landline is not blocked. I'm just giving you some tidbits, and hopefully you can use those and help you get through to these people, because these people need you to get through to them. I still have clients right now that are my clients. I got one that just called me up the other day. She got diagnosed with lung cancer, and she told me to call her back at this number, and thank God she gave me her second number, because she's been my client for 8 years. Because every time I call that first number, and I did, it goes right to voicemail, right to voicemail, right to voicemail. And it's because something about that number has me blocked, but the second number she answered, no big deal. But just letting you know, if that happens, it's because your phone's been blocked. Number 2, hot knocking. We all know what hot knocking is, I hope, right? We all know what hot knocking is. Anybody doesn't know what hot knocking is, raise your hand. If you don't know what hot, okay. So check it out. If you haven't heard the term hot knocking, and I guess I shouldn't assume that. We got brand new agents in the room, maybe I haven't heard it yet. You're investing in a lead. You're investing in a person who has asked you for help, whether it be mortgage protection, whether it be because they just got married, whether they just want traditional life insurance, final expense. They've asked you for help. You've taken the time to invest in that bang bang lead. You've taken the time to invest in that lead performance team lead, that direct mail lead from Cindy Seal, and now the person won't answer their phone. No matter how many numbers you use, landline, cell number, different area code, *67, you smiled bigger than the Joker, and they're not picking up the phone. What do? You go to their home. That's called a hot knock. You go to their home. So you have a lanyard. You could get a really nice looking lanyard by the one you just got here from the Alliance for being at this event. Or you can go to Office Depot and get this professional looking lanyard that detectives use. Department of Financial Services for Families, or Department for Families and Services use. So when you show up at the door, you look official. You look like you're officially supposed to officially be there, and they answer the door. I'm telling you, when I started using the official lanyard, I've heard behind the door, "Mom, Dad, I think it's the police." And they come and they answer the door. They answer, "Mom, Dad, I hear them." And they answer the door. I'll give you other tidbits at the door as well. But first of all, I have that professional looking lanyard, and I made a copy of my state license. You can get your state license and go to a nice photocopier, make a nice copy of it, size it down to the size of the lanyard. You can actually go get a passport photo of yourself and add it to the license, slide it in there, and look bad to the bone. I want to look bad to the bone when I'm going to that house's door because I want them to know who I am. Detective Eric Belair. No, I'm sorry. You dang right I am, bro. I try to look like you, Terry. You're looking sharp too, bro. I like that gold you were blinging too. I was looking at that. So check it out. So listen, you have a lanyard. You have your Post-its. You need these Post-its. The Post-its are because you want them to know you've been there. You don't want to be an invisible agent. You want to let them know you've been there. So you invest in these Post-its. We'll get to it later in the meeting. You invest in these Post-its, they're delivery Post-its, and you put these Post-its on the door, letting them know who you are, how they can get a hold of you, the time of day you've been there. Then you put it on there, and that way you know they're going to call you. But you don't put anything, you don't say it's about mortgage protection. You don't sit there and say it's about the fact that they want final expense. You don't say that. You leave it a mystery because people go, "Who is this? What's this all about?" And you leave it a mystery, and they're going to call you up. Now, I'm going to give you some hints about how you know who's calling you. Check it out. This is all you do at the door, right? So now you hot knock early, you hot knock late, you hot knock like you're desperate to get a date. You just go out there and do it. But you hot knock with a smile, you hot knock with style, and you do it, you do it, and you go the extra mile. But check it out. When you're at the door, I go to the door with a purpose. I stroll to the door with my activity book in my hand. I stroll to the door with their lead in my hand. I stroll to the door with my lanyard on. I stroll to the door with my business card in my hand. I stroll to the door with purpose. I knock on that door with a purpose. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, by the way, I've had people answer the door like that, and they go, "We've been waiting for you." Oh, hey, thank you. They think it's a friend. Listen, it's serious, the hot knock. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, bump. They think it's a buddy. They think it's a friend, and they open the door. Now, you get to that door, and they don't open the door. On that knock, they don't open it. Then you ring the doorbell. This is what I do. Bing, bong, bing, bong. Because the doorbell might ring further throughout the house, and they couldn't hear the knock, but now they hear the doorbell. Now, they still don't come to the door, but you sense they're in there. Why? Because the garage is wide open. And you heard something shuffle in the house. You did. You even heard the doorbell. You saw the door move just a teeny bit. You go, "Sons of," So you do this, you freak them out. Andy, Jane. And they go, who the hell's at my front door? You don't know my name. Now they think what? That you know them. And they open the door. I made one of my biggest sales. This guy had video cameras everywhere. You know, you go to the house to see the video cameras. He watched me. He saw me go to the door. He saw me do my whole routine. And then he heard me call out his name. And he said, who the hell is this? And he got up from his desk, came to the door, and I sold him a policy. I sold him a brother a policy, sold some other relatives a policy. But he said, dude, I'm in sales. He was at his computer selling what he sells. He goes, that was awesome. He goes, you got me. He goes, I went like, who the hell is this calling my name out the door? Come on, man. It's damn good. I yell out their name, Andy, Jane, because you know they're there. You sense it. Now listen, if they're not there, so what? You look like a fool on their Zoom camera yelling out their name. It don't matter. Ain't no matter. So check it out. Now, sometimes they answer the door. You know, when you're on the phone and you get a hold of somebody, and they don't, and we'll get to objections in a second, and they don't want to do it, you'll hear them hang up the phone like a tiger or a lion. Click. Click. But at the door, that same lion is Edith. Hello. So you're the tiger. And then she's not a tiger no more. She's smiling. Can I help you? Yes, I'm here. And you showed a lead. I'm out here because this is your handwriting. I'm out here because you wanted to know. Blah, 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 blah. And she's letting you in. She's letting you in because she sees a smile. She sees who you are. See, she's your official ID. She knows you're out there because you want to help her. You're not playing a game on the phone where they can pretend to be a tiger or a lion and step on your dreams. And then you end the whole deal by going, oh, this person was mean. I'm not going out to their house. Give me that lead. My fax number this is a very important number, 321-250-8528. That's my fax number. Fax me your lead if you don't want to work it. I'll work that lead. In all 50 states, I'll work that dang lead, baby. So, okay. What else I want to talk? Oh, yes. The last thing you do at the door, remember, you wrote the Post-it note. You've done everything I've said. And now you call the phone number from the door. Call the phone number from the door, and you see if they're home. One of my biggest finds was the lady was in the backyard in her garden, and she answered the phone. I've had other ones answer the phone. And she goes, yeah, who's this? I said, my name's Eric Belair. I'm on your doorstep. Are you home? Yes, I'm in the back in the garden. I'll be right there. You call them. You're there. It's another dial. You may as well click it in your ATM. Just go, your activity book, and do it. So I did the dial, and I've done these many a times. But the purpose of this dial is not just to make sure that you're doing your last thing while you're there to see if they're home, but now you save the phone number in your phone. Every single lead I've ever invested in is saved in my phone. Client Andy, client Jane, client Terry, client Fitz, client Linda, it's in my phone. So now there's another song, I don't do what Terry does, but it's my prerogative. I know that's a song, right? It's my prerogative. My prerogative. So anyhow, when they call me, it's my prerogative. I can answer that phone call, or I can let it go to voicemail. But now I know they're calling me. But the reason they're calling me is because they probably see the door sticker on their door, and now I know that what time they're home. And I can either go back and do a hot knock or call them back. Sometimes I can answer it. Could you imagine answering a phone call? Yeah, Terry, this is Eric Belair. What's up? Hey, man. Who's this? He goes, who's this? This is Eric Belair. You're calling because you probably see a delivery note on your door? Yeah. But it starts off cool because I know his name. And I answered it, hey, Terry. Hey, Terry. It's not like, hello. Hey, Terry. It's like, come on, man. I'm telling you, save the client's phone number in your phone. That's your opportunity. If they come to the door and they make a quick appointment with you, listen, when they come to the door, you've got to slow it down just like you're on the phone. When I'm on the phone, I get some details and I get some data because I want to come to that house prepared to take care of that client's needs. So if they come to the door and you show them that lead and you explain yourself and they sit there and say, yeah, come back tomorrow at 3. And you go like, woohoo, and you leave, that was a blow off. They're not going to be home. They're not going to be home. They were disturbed by you being there unannounced. They just did that to get you off their doorstep. You've got to slow it down and say, just like on the phone, what do you do? What time do we say again? We'll give you this code. Same sort of stuff. It's just doing it face to face. But I also slow it down and say, okay, do you already have insurance? Were you looking to replace what you got? Were you looking to get the new state regulated product? Do you think you already got it? Do you have enough? Do anybody else live in your home? Do you have any illnesses? Do you smoke, not smoke? I'm doing some quick questions. And then I say, what time do we say again? I'm more likely not going to be no-showed because I slowed it down and didn't let them blow me off at the door and kick me off their porch, right? So all these are techniques. Another technique on the hot knock, since you're there, you may as well do the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. That means you go to the neighbor's house over here, you go to the neighbor's house over here, and you go to the neighbor's house across the street. And the reason you're going to those three houses is, one, that person you're looking for could be at one of those houses. It's happened to me. Two, you're going introducing yourself because they're already looking out their blinds going, who is this fool with a cowboy hat looking for my neighbor? You know? Who is this fool, right? So you go to their house and say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is one of my business cards. See, the secret to what we do is the more people that know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, the bigger your business is going to get. So now their neighbor knows who I am, that neighbor knows who I am, and that neighbor knows who I am. And trust me, I have found my client in a neighbor's house. I have found my client in a neighbor's house. Come on now. Okie dokie. Here you go. Here are the two biggest objections you get with leads. I've already taken care of it, or I'm no longer interested. It's important to note that when working leads, on occasion, you will deal with AI, arrogance and ignorance. Arrogance and ignorance. Clients have arrogance and ignorance, and so do agents that you're working behind. And I love getting old leads and finding out that the agent who had it before me was arrogant and ignorant. But if most of the time, because of our training, we don't have that, well, I don't know. But it's clients that are a little bit arrogant and ignorant. They don't think they're going to die. They don't know what it was, whatever. But on occasion, you might be fighting that. But when the client says they're no longer interested, or they say they've already taken care of it, I like to sit there and I say, no problem, Joe. No problem, Tom. No problem, Cindy. Let me ask you two quick questions on, let's say it's the, I've already taken care of it. Let me ask you two quick questions. I'll sit there and I say, did you get the old kind or did you get the new kind? Now listen, there'll be Jeopardy music. You have to have it ready and play it real quick. You have to push the button for Jeopardy music. Turn it off, Billy. And then you sit there and they go, what's the difference between the old kind and the new kind? And I sit there and I say, well, the old kind is being sold still. I've seen it sold as of yesterday. It's a lot more expensive with a lot less benefit. The new kind's a lot less expensive with a lot more benefit. Would you like to have that new kind or the old kind? I'm legally, ethically obligated by the state of Florida to tell you which one you have. Would you like to know which one you have? My job is to let you know which one you have. Now, if you have the new kind, I'm going to shake your hand and tell you you have the new kind. But if you have the old kind, I'm going to let you know you have the old kind because the new kind is what most people want today. Now, by the way, let's say they booked the appointment with you and you find out the new kind. And you go, man, I just wasted my time. The guy has the new kind. Really? Did the agent sell them the child whole life? Did the agent sell them the Medicare? Did the agent sell them the annuity? Did the agent offer them an opportunity to come work in our platform with the Alliance? Did the agent do everything that could have been done? You got an appointment with a client. It's another song. It's time to impress yourself. I don't know music. You know music. There's another song about impress me or impress myself, whatever. It's time to impress them, right? So you have an opportunity. You got to sit with them, and all you did was overcome that objection. The other one is I'm no longer interested. I've had my agents use this. I had one great story of an agent use this in Texas. Oh, we're in Texas. But anyhow, when a client says they're no longer interested, no problem, Fitz. I got to close your file. Let me ask you a quick question. This is me, you don't have to be you can do what you want, but this is me on that objection. Listen, Terry, were you told by another agent you don't qualify, or were you told it was too expensive? Because these are the two reasons we're finding clients are no longer interested. And I had one agent use that line, and the client said back, oh yeah, I'm no longer interested because I got cancer. Ma'am, we cover people with cancer. I've had clients tell me they're not interested because they had AIDS, or they couldn't get it because they had AIDS, or they couldn't get it because they had no legs. Really? That's ignorance and arrogance from the agent who said that to them because the agent didn't do what we can do. So the fact of the matter is, clients sometimes are no longer interested because they were told they can't qualify or because it's too expensive. Come on, man. Ask the question before you end up just closing the book on the deal. When a client uses that objection, you got to come out with that, what you're saying. Okay, next. Number 3. Send an email or a letter. Listen, Linda. Dial, 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 dial. Dial that hot, 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 hot. You know, listen, if you want to forget number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, that's fine. That's fine. Me, I've invested in this lead. I'm a professional. I'm a person who cares. I'm a difference maker. And I know what some people expect and what some people are going to do when I live up to that expectation. So these people who ask for help, who ain't responding to my hot knocks, who ain't responding to my phone calls, I am putting a letter in the mail to them. I am sending them an email. And because my emails sometimes go to spam or junk, I'm printing that email and I'm sticking it in an envelope and I'm mailing it to them because I'm trying to get a hold of this person. And when I send that letter, I'm sending it in a specific color envelope. That's me, it's yellow. And I'm sending it with a copy of their lead. And I'm saying, listen, Fitz, I'm not begging, but I'm saying in a really good way, listen, I've been trying to get a hold of you because the important enclosed thing you sent into us, whatever you call it, and if you could please give me a call back, I would love to help you with this, and you wouldn't believe how many times I've gotten phone calls back. Listen, if it didn't work, I wouldn't train on it, and I wouldn't be wasting my time doing it. It works. My God, it works. Any little thing that works is good because you're getting in front of a client, and that one client can be that magical client that leads you to these clients and these clients and these clients and a church full of clients. You just need that one. So you got to send them an email, send them a letter, and you got to make sure that now this is what I do. I wait 1 week, and because I have a dial set. My dial session used to be, because now I'm on estate seminars, every Saturday morning. So if I sent a letter on a Tuesday, because I hot knock on a Tuesday, sent a letter on a Monday, because I hot knock on a Monday, or sent a letter on a Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, because I'm working in my local area, I'm probably calling them Saturday. Wednesday, Thursday, I'm not calling them until the next Saturday. But that's my next time I'm going to dial them in a session. Am I still dialing them at their door, or I might still dial them because they're calling me back because of the fact that I left a door sticker on their door? Sure. But my next session, I'm calling them. Now this session, because I wrote in the lead, I sent them a letter. This session, when I call them, I sit there and I say, if they answer the phone, hey, Fitz, this is Eric Belair. I'm the gentleman that sent you that bright yellow envelope in the mail. Because I damn well know he's got it. I'm the gentleman that sent you that bright yellow envelope in the mail, the bright pink envelope in the mail, if it's about Medicare, the bright green envelope in the mail, if it's about estate seminars. This is the gentleman that's been trying to get a hold of you because of your interest in the new state regulated program. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, I've been out of town. I was on a cruise. I was in Canada. I'm only living in Florida 6 months out of the year. Whatever his excuse, I didn't give up. And now he's giving me this great news. Now check this out. Make sure I read all this before I get to the next slide. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. You have dialed like crazy, hot knocked yourself into a frenzy. You still have not made contact. What do you do now? Now you send an email or a letter. When sending an email, always print it and mail it. Make a copy of the lead and close with the letter. Simply let them know who you are and that you've been trying to reach them regarding their attached request. Bam. Now, check this out. I made that phone call. Fitz answered. But let's say Fitz don't answer on this next dialing session. Uh-oh, this could be taboo. Wait a second. This is where you're dialing again. This is when you dial again. You reference the letter. But here's the taboo part. Oh, man, leave a message. Don't leave a message if you don't want to. Please don't follow what I'm saying to you. But I have been working the heck out of this lead, and I've got other leads I'm working. Fitz didn't answer the phone, so I'm leaving a professional message. Fitz, my name is Eric Belair. I'm the gentleman that's been trying to get a hold of you. Most likely you received a bright yellow envelope in the mail recently regarding important information you requested. If you could please give me a call back, I'd love to help you with this. My number is 321-262-4163. Again, this is, ready for this? This is based on his age, I'm looking at it, and even if his age is young, I know he's got mom and dad. This is Eric Belair, and I also love helping people with Medicare. Anyhow, I do. Anyhow, now what do? This is crazy, right? You're going to think, Eric, you're insane, because this is what I do on that same Saturday morning. What I do is I now text him. I just left him a message, and now I'm texting him. Please call regarding your attached request, and I'm taking a picture of his lead. You're going, man, you're crazy, Eric. You're crazy, man. You insane in the membrane. Well, I may be insane in the membrane, but I'm making it rain. I'm making it rain. So basically, it's a simple text. It's a simple text. Fitz. No, I don't even say Fitz. I used to put their name, but now I don't do that anymore because it's easy to just copy and paste the please call regarding your attached request. Please call regarding your attached request. And by the way, let me go backwards a second. This text doesn't always have, it's not backwards, it's on there, I think. This text always isn't in this order. This text could happen on the very first time I call him. Because the very first time I call Fitz, he could sit there and say, I'm not interested, that wasn't me, click. Now we're trained to call back, I'll call back, I might call back. If he answers, hey man, I'm sorry, our phones got disconnected. Didn't get disconnected, you fool, click. And I might call back again just to play with him, I don't know. But no, what I'm gonna do on the very first dial back here, the very first Saturday, I was like a giddy up. I'm gonna take a picture of the lead, send it to him, and say, this is why I'm trying to reach you. Did you send this in? And I have had people text me back like puppy dogs, call me like puppy dogs and say, oh, I'm so sorry, that was me. I'm so sorry, I apologize. I thought you were a scammer, I thought you were a spammer, I thought you were some fool. No, it's your handwriting. And I just proved it to you, so quit hanging up on me, you fool. But he calls me back, he texts me back. I didn't give up on him because he overreacted. And I didn't just turn it into a hot knock. You could just turn it into a hot knock. I took a picture of it. And I said, listen, dude, this is why I'm trying to get a hold of you. And I got called. Now, I early the text. You may not want to early the text. You may want to do the hot knock. That's up to you. But I early that text right up to that point. But anyhow, the second dial, when I make that second dial in a session, I'm leaving a message, and then I'm texting them. And I'm taking an image of the lead, and I'm sending that with the text. And I'm basically just saying to them, please call me regarding your attached request. Number 7. Listen, this is a difficult pill to swallow in a way because my thing is this. If you're going to invest in leads, you better be recruiting. Because if you're not recruiting, why are you investing in leads? I know it's difficult because you go, well, Eric, I want to invest in leads, I want to make money. And yeah, but if you're investing in leads, you should be recruiting at the dining room table. And the reason you should be recruiting is because you're not the end all and be all. I don't care how great you think you are, you're not the end all and be all. You won't believe how many people I've given my old leads to and they've made sales behind me. And people don't want to come into Brevard County and work my old leads because they're going like, well, it's Bel Air. Look what he does. He does everything to ring it out. I ain't going behind Bel Air. I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. But anyhow, I give my old leads to agents because let me tell you something. We're not all the same color. We're not all the same culture. I don't speak a lick of any other language but English, and I know I don't look like a female, and I know I'm not in my 20s, and I know I don't meet eye to eye with every single person. I swear to you, we did an op meeting once, and you know how we hand out the leads to show a copy of the lead? We had a guest in the front row, hand him that lead, and the guy in the front row said, this is my mom. It was his mom. So if he was an agent, and I say, hey, work this old lead, go, well, that's only easy, that's my mom. Really, because she's been hanging up on me. So guys, listen, if you're not recruiting and you've done everything you can with the lead, give them to a cross line because what you give comes back to you tenfold. Give them back to your upline. Say, listen, I don't want this to go to waste. This client really is in need and they just won't talk to me without them and I've done everything Eric trained on. And the point he said in number 7 was to give it to you, see if you, and then when Terry comes back in the office and strolls in and says, thanks for that lead, bro. What do you mean, buddy? Oh, I met with him. I got an $800,000 annuity. You're going, well, he'll tell you what he did, but you gave it to him. You can't regret giving it to him. But the fact of the matter is, these people are people in need, and don't think you're the end-all, be-all to the answers to their problems. If you think that, it's over before it starts. It's over before it starts. What did I write there? Another man's trash is another man's treasure. An override is better than no ride at all. Different sexes, different cultures, different personalities, different faiths, different people work with different people. That's just what we do. This is so funny because tomorrow morning I'm doing this same talk and it's only 30 minutes. So right now I'd have to be done. So I have to speed through it tomorrow like you wouldn't believe, Sarah. Number 8, wash, rinse, and repeat. Steps 1 through 7 as many times as needed. By the way, for those of you who know me, I used to have a different step in there, but a lot of people don't have them anymore, and I don't think it's a big issue anymore, and it was still 8 steps, but one of the steps was if the phone number was a fax it to them. But a lot of you don't even know what faxes are, so I just threw that step away, and now it's wash, rinse, and repeat, steps 1 through 7. So check it out. This is our vision and our mission when it comes to leads. The vision is understand that every single lead is a person or a family in need. Know that when you help them with a solution, you have become their hero. You have become their hero. You become a difference maker in their minds. They love you. I only started the state seminars last year, did 2 of them. I've got clients that love me. I got a guy named Kevin who used to be in the safe business, who ended up selling his company to his kids. He absolutely loves me because I helped him implement a trust. I helped him get out of crap life insurance. I helped him get this. I helped him get that. So the other day he emails me a question. I've been helping him with these questions about some of the old policies he has and all this stuff. Matter of fact, he got diagnosed with cancer. I helped him get a claim with his cancer policy, all this stuff. Anyhow, and by the way, he had just stopped his cancer policy before he met with me and said, oh, I got rid of that. And then a month later, he tells me he's got cancer. I said, dude, remember that policy you told me you stopped premium on? Yeah, it's still good. Call him up. I'm telling you, it's still good. That's why he loves me, because it was. All he had to do was make up the missing 2 premiums, and they paid out a claim. So anyhow, he emailed me the other day something. He goes, listen, you've been so wonderful. We appreciate everything. If I could ever be any of service to you or your wife, you know, anything that has to do with safes, let me know. Well, fortunately, I've been looking for a safe. A nice stand-up white safe for the closet. And I said to him, we're looking at a Tiger King. It's on sale for $500. It's $1,500. It's on sale for $1,098. I want something for some cash and for this and for Bobby's purses. And the guy goes, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. There's one he sends me. This one's $2,000, but it's better than Tiger King. But let me see what I can do. It's right here. It's all happened to him in Dallas. It's all in my emails since Dallas. He texts me. He emailed me back the other day, and he says, listen, I talked to my sons who are running the company now. They're willing to let you have it for $1,300, which is our cost, and I'll install it, and I'll deliver it. I just want you to know you can go either way you want. No hard feelings, but I really, really appreciate everything you've done. And all I did was my job. All I did was my job. And now I'm getting a $2,000 safe for $1,300, which has more jewelry drawers, more cash drawers, and bigger spots for Bobby's Louis. Anyhow, the mission, to ensure we do everything in our power to reach the people who have requested our help. Once contact is made, we do all we can to help find a solution. Come on. Come on. I mean, to me, it's clear. It's very clear. My microphone keeps falling off. Plan to work leads. If you plan to work leads, get the tools that are required. You got to get that activity book. You got to get those post-it delivery notes, and you got to get that lanyard. And you got to do it now, right now. And you don't got to wait for that special lanyard because it's at Office Depot, because it is, or you can go to Amazon and get it tomorrow. They'll deliver tomorrow, I think. Anyhow, you can get the lanyard you're wearing right now. The one you got right now. You can wear that lanyard out. But that activity book and those post-it notes are at the bookstore. Plan to work leads, you better set a schedule. You better set a schedule. Working leads ain't magic. It ain't going to happen osmosisly. You've got to be somebody in action, somebody doing something, and it better be in stone so you can work your butt to the bone, and your family better know about it. When I used to dial in my home, I haven't said this for a long time, I used to dial in my home, and of course you guys know I have 8 kids, 11 grandkids, and a hot, sexy wife. I used to dial in my home, and then my wife would come and, and I say, honey, God, I'm dialing. So I had to pull it outside the house, and I had to put it in the car. The leads and me, come on now. Anyhow, we're out in the car. I'm out in the car. I'm sorry, I'm out in the car. I'm out in the car in the driveway, and I'm making dials with the window up because I'm in a private spot, doing something that's important to me. And here's my wife coming out the front door in her nightgown, tapping on the window. I said, damn it, baby, I'm trying to do something here. So I learned I had to take it to a parking lot down the street in front of a grocery store. I had to go to a grocery store to do my dials, even though I had a home and a garage and a car. But damn it, it's important to me to get that job done, so I had to go where I could have the time and the peace and quiet to get it done. No excuses. I don't care how hot your wife or spouse is. Get out of the house if you have a hot spouse. I'm telling you, Terry, if you don't have a hot spouse, I don't know what to say. Anyhow, set a budget. Set a budget. And let me tell you something. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. I was up to $1,500 a week on leads. $1,500 a week on leads. And then seminars came along. You low, I'm saving money. Do the math. 1,500 times 4, sometimes 5 weeks in a month. Seminars only cost me $5,000. And when I do the math on how many butts are in seats, they're only cost me $65 a person. And they're coming to me, people. They're coming to me. And I book the appointments, they're coming to me. I'm not having to chase them down. So if you haven't fallen in love with estate planning yet, you better, because I'm telling you what, there's some cheddar out there. Set bodacious goals. You heard Terry talking about dreams and goals. Set bodacious goals, not tiny little goals. Set bodacious goals. But you got to do these 3 things if you're going to work leads. Set a schedule. Set a budget. Set bodacious goals. And let me be very cautious here. Don't keep it confidential. Don't keep this private. Share it with Fitz if he's your upline. Share it with Adam Katz if he's your upline. Share it with your wife if you're the man working. Share it with your husband if you're the woman working. Don't keep these 3 things a secret. If you got a schedule, they need to know it. If you got a budget, they need to know it. And if you got bodacious goals, they should be bodacious goals people know. So what? They can help you to get there and help you be accountable.
Does that feel comfortable for you?
Yes, yes.
Plan to work leads. You got the lead performance team.
Yeah.
You got Insurance Marketing Hub. You got Bang Bang leads. And you got Integrity Marketing leads. They're out there. They got tables. They want to talk to you. They want to help you. They want to show you a way to invest in your future and invest in finding your next client. And if you invest in leads, you could get yourself the rewards of many, many different things. You're going to see it tomorrow night. The people that walk across stage tomorrow night because of all the top 10 year-to-date producers, top 10 year-to-date IUL producers, top 10 year-to-date annuity producers, top 10 Medicare producers, the people that won the trip to Cabo, they're going to walk across stage, and every single one of them set a schedule, had a budget, set bodacious goals, and worked the heck out of their leads. So if you want to get to the top and you want to see success, you need to do the 8 things I explain with every single lead. If you want to stop at the first 2, dial and hot knock, that's up to you. I ain't your mom, I ain't your dad, I can't follow you around. That's up to you. But I believe the 8 things I just explained to you today, which I hope I did a good job explaining, will be beneficial to you if you decide to pursue a lead investment. So, thank you very much for attending this seminar, and we hope you have a great rest of the weekend.